Hello there. Alive Church in Tucson is honored to provide these daily readings in our Life Transformation Discipleship Plan. Find out more at alivechurch.com/transformation. On week 39, Give to God. I choose to live a life of faithful generosity and trust God as my provider. Through faith in Jesus and all He has done for me on the cross, I give my life to God as a living sacrifice. All that I am and all that I have is His, and He has promised to provide for all of my needs from His glorious, unlimited resources in Jesus Christ. I know in Him I will always have all I need in every situation. God has provided me with all things for my enjoyment and blessing. He has given me all things, yet He does not want all things to have me. His desire is for me to live free from the bondage of materialism and the things of this world. His desire is that my life reflect His nature and character, for God so loved the world that He gave. Therefore, I choose to live a life of faithful generosity and trust God as my provider. Jesus said, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." I choose to live the blessed life. For this reason, I will give faithfully to God in tithes and offerings. My faithful giving is an act of trust. I trust Him as my provider. As I do, He proves Himself faithful to me through His provision and blessings. He meets all of my needs. It's not that God is in need of money, because He owns all things. Rather, He wants what money represents, my heart. And I have given my heart to Him. I choose to live a life of faithful generosity and trust God as my provider. As I do, I will give to God cheerfully, because He loves a cheerful giver. As I do, I am reminded that everything I have is a gift from God. As I do, I allow Him to prove He exists and desires to bless me. As I do, I am showing Him He has first place in my life, and I love Him. As I do, I express my thanks to Him for helping me to earn my income. As I do, I invest in eternity. As I do, I grow spiritually to be more like Jesus. As I do, I obey His command. This is not a strategy for financial growth, nor a system to receive personal praise for my generosity. This is God's plan for me to become more like Him as a follower of Jesus, and for my life to give Him glory, honor, and praise as I trust Him. I choose to live a life of faithful generosity and trust God as my provider. On day 7, trust God and see Him work. We're wrapping up our week on Give to God in our daily readings. Turning to the Bible, Matthew 6:19-21, from Jesus' famous Sermon on the Mount, He says, "Don't store up treasures here on earth, where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break in and steal. Store your treasures in heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy, and thieves do not break in and steal. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be." And Matthew 23:23, "What sorrow awaits you teachers of religious law and you Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are careful to tithe even the tiniest income from your herb gardens, but you ignore the more important aspects of the law, justice, mercy, and faith. You should tithe, yes, but do not neglect the more important things." And our memory verse this week, Acts 20:35, "You should remember the words of the Lord Jesus. It is more blessed to give than to receive." Every day we encourage you to ask yourself some questions about that day's reading. One of those questions is, what action will you take to apply this truth? Be specific. Providing these daily readings is a ministry of Alive Church in Tucson. Find out more at alivechurch.com.